Good morning and welcome to the homestead. Well, we're going to give you a little something different this morning. Today we are going to do what it takes to get it done here on the homestead. Where we're going to have the cameras, we're going to have the cameras follow me and Missy around as we do our daily lives, and you'll get to see what we get done on a daily basis around here. So the sun is just peeking up over the horizon, and I always start my day off with a little bit of chicken chores. So let's get that done. Looks like I'm going to the feed store today too. For a little food. Here. takes care of chicken chores for the morning. We got both flocks moved. They have water, they have food. They're good to go until a little later this afternoon. And I'm gonna go inside, have a tea, sit with Missy. We're gonna go over the game plan, and we'll be right back outside.
Hi guys, and welcome back to our channel. If you're new here, welcome. We've had a lot going on, and this morning I need to get into the greenhouse and do some watering. That's one of the first things that I do this morning. So now that the dogs have already been fed and watered and the chickens are all set, Eric sounds like he's already out there rototilling. Let's go check and see what needs to be watered in the greenhouses, and then we're going to do some work in the garden. Alright guys, come on, let's get going. Yeah, there he is. Already hard at work. Alright, so it's hard to believe after the clouds that we had this morning, the sun is bright out and there isn't a cloud in the sky. Look at that. It is a beautiful day out here. Alright, heading over to the greenhouses. Before I started watering, I wanted to show you guys my beautiful zinnias that are in full bloom over here. They're so gorgeous. It's hard to believe that I grew these all from seed. Amazing. And we're going to come over here and take a look at my sunflowers, which are in bloom right now. These too I've also done from seed. It's amazing what a little seed will turn into. Those are just about ready to open up. And this one is in full bloom right now. Beautiful. Alright, so I'm heading into the first greenhouse, and this is the greenhouse where I do a lot of my seeding and up potting and getting ready to move over for transition to the other greenhouse where I do a lot of hardening off and a lot of selling from that greenhouse. Oh, I just saw something run by. It must have been Bailey chasing something. We might have another groundhog running around. But that's for another video. So let's take a look here. Alright, so we have a bunch of sweet potato slips that I'm still growing. And one of my neighbors actually gave me a really good idea about using my sweet potatoes here as a ground cover. So if I have a lot of leftover sweet potato slips, that might be an option so that I can use it as a ground cover. It might kill out some of the weeds. But what's really amazing to me is that about 6 days ago, I planted, I'm not sure if you can see, but I have little sprouts here, seedlings coming up. that I planted these about 6 days ago, and they're already sprouting. These are Japanese Cairo Cosmos, so I'm pretty excited about that. Now that I've gotten a lot of my vegetables, I've really started focusing on flowers. So these are dianthus, and those are actually sprouting too. I think you guys can see those. Over here I have thyme. Things are really starting to sprout out for me. I have some trays of lettuce going on. Some arugula that's really starting to pop out. Alright, so let's get watering some of this stuff. Look at these geraniums. They are starting to really sprout out. They're going to be so beautiful when they're in bloom. Alright, so I'm not sure if you guys have noticed, but when I was watering the trays that I have with lettuce in them, I'm trying lettuce a different way instead of putting it in my garden. We actually had a lot of groundhogs running around, and we did catch some of them and got rid of them. But they're really wreaking havoc on my garden, and they've eaten tons of rows of lettuce and kale and beets, so it's become a real big issue. It's kind of hard to sell product when you don't have it because a groundhog ate it. So what I'm trying is to grow lettuce in trays and then harvest it while it's really young. So let me give you a look at what I have for lettuce growing in some small cells, and I'll show you how abundant the lettuce does get. Alright, so over here I have trays of lettuce, and this is just gorgeous. It's like a whole salad in a tray. So I find that this works for us so much better, and this is what we've been harvesting. So eventually we'll have a mix of salad blend. So this is called Rocky Top, and I have some crisp mint here and some Merlot that I've been mixing with the crisp mint, and it makes a really good salad mix. Alright, so over here on this side I have a couple of bags of sweet potatoes that we're growing. They're pretty moist from the rain yesterday, so they don't need to be watered. But I figured I'd give you guys a look. I have 2 bags of dill, which are looking really beautiful. Then over on this side, I have a marigold sticking up in the middle and some basil. And then I have some mint down here with a feverfew plant that I'm growing for Eric's cousin Julie. She has an apothecary in New Hampshire called Lady Philites. I always say that wrong. Sorry, Julie, if I mess that up. But she has an apothecary, and she does have a YouTube channel. So we'll leave a link, and you guys can go check that out. Alright, heading over into the other greenhouse because I know that these plants definitely need some water. These are our plants that are fully ready and for sale. I have a big variety of tomatoes, cucumbers, some dill. So I have some herbs, basil, mint, parsley, cilantro. We have some eggplant in here. We have some Swiss chard and spinach. So I do have quite the variety. But things are pretty slow for the market right now. Not a lot of people are looking for plant starts. It's a couple weeks into June and most people have their gardens planted already. So I do have some customers that have come and bought plants, but like I said, it's slow going. So going to the farmer's market is going to be a little different once we actually have our fruit in place. So once we have tomatoes and cucumbers available for people to buy, I think business will pick up a little bit. Alright guys, I'm going to get to watering the rest of these plants in this greenhouse, and then I have to bring some plants out that are still getting hardened off. So we'll get that going and then we'll move on to our next project.
Alright guys, we're getting a little bit closer here. I don't know if it translates, but basically I'm trying to get about 6 inches to 8 inches deep in this trough to give our seedlings and our plants plenty of room for the roots to establish themselves. Once you get down below there, it gets a little hard packed. There's a lot of clay soil, but we're adding amendments to it. We're adding organic matter to it, and as we water with the drip edge, it softens that up and the roots will chase that water down. I see Missy's busy in the background getting ready for some more planting. How's it going over there, Missy?
It's going good.
All right.
Plant some cucumber seeds.
She's planting cucumber seeds, guys. All right, we're gonna get on with our day.
Alright guys, now that I have all those holes burnt, we are going to start planting our seeds. So today I am planting some Market More cucumbers, which are really good slicing cucumbers and pretty prolific. If you pick them a lot, you do get a lot off of them. So I did grow those last year. We did get quite a few. The other cucumber that I'm planting is called an Early Fortune. These are really good pickling cucumbers for pickles and relishes. And you can use the other cucumbers for relishes too, but these early fortune cucumbers are really good for that. So here's a look at that. Early fortune, and then Market Moors. Alright, so I'm going to get planting on those. It's getting warm out here already. Our garden gets sun pretty much all day long. There's only a couple spots that are shaded in the morning, which are kind of up there, but we're in full sun right now, so I'm gonna get this done and then figure out what my next project is. Alright guys, everything on camera looks so easy, I'm sure, but in the middle of planting my seeds, I noticed that the camera went out because the battery went dead. Also, I was pretty toasty out here and realized I forgot my sunscreen, so I had to go back and put that on. But now I'm back. I have 18 more holes to go, and I already planted 18. So in this row we have 36 holes and 18 of each kind of cucumber. So let's get finished planting. Alright guys, now that I've got my cucumber seeds planted, I need to water. So I need to drag the hose over here because this road does not have drip tape yet. So I'm gonna go do that, but before I do that, I'm gonna go check on Eric and see what's going on with the rototiller. Seems to be pretty easier today because the soil is a little bit moister from yesterday. When it dries out, the soil gets hard as a brick out here. So let's go check on him. Hey baby, how's it going? How's it going?
It's going.
Yeah?
It's a long process.
No, I was just explaining how that because we got rain yesterday, the soil was a little moister and easy to get through.
It is. It is easier to get through
Yeah.
than it was, say, yesterday. But it's still a chore.
No, I know. It's hard.
But we're going to bang it out. We're going to get it done today.
All right. Well, I'm going to get back to my project and finish watering and then figure out what the next project's going to be.
I'm going to keep moving forward an inch at a time.
All right. All right. Seeds are watered. So the next thing that I'm looking at is some of my tomato plants need to be staked up. We haven't gotten to all of the trellising yet. Kind of waiting for Eric for that because the trellising is hard to do by myself. It requires 2 people to put up trellising because we put it up in such a big stretch of fence. So let me go get those stakes and some string and let's get these tomatoes trellised up.
All right, that's one row down, guys. Let's see if we can get another one.
So right next to the tomatoes that I just staked up are our 2 rows of trellising that we have our tomatoes already on, and they are looking amazing. They are already putting on fruit, and I'm super excited to see all of the flowers and all of the tomatoes that are growing on these plants. Those are our cherry tomatoes. This whole row is cherry tomatoes, and this whole row is cherry tomatoes and orange gooseberry tomatoes. Super excited to see all of that fruit growing. Alright guys, now that it's afternoon and I've got most of my morning stuff done in the garden, Eric's still rototilling the rows, but I am going to stop here and make us some lunch because we're both pretty hungry and it's pretty hot out in this garden. The sun did come out, like I said earlier. It did cloud over a little bit, but it's still pretty hot out here. It's supposed to be mid-80s. So I'm gonna go get us some lunch and then we'll see what's going on after that. All right.
All right, had a wonderful lunch. It's time to get back to work. Let's finish this row because it's starting to get hot and I want to get out of this sun. I got other projects I got to get done.
Okay, now that we have our bellies full and we had some time out of the sun, I'm ready to get back to work. So today I also have some marigolds that I want to put into the garden. I used marigolds last year in my garden and it kept a lot of the pests away, and it also attracts a lot of the pollinators and also other bugs that eat the aphids, especially like ladybugs. So I've seen some ladybugs in my garden, but not half as many as I'd want to. And also when it comes to bees out here, there's not a lot of bees, which really is surprising to me. When we lived up north, the bees were everywhere. There was honeybees all over the place. Here, they're very sparse. I know a couple of our neighbors have honeybees, but we don't really see a lot. So I'm hoping to get a lot more pollinators with some more flowers that I'm planting. So let's get going on putting those marigolds in the garden.
Alright guys, 2 rows. I got 1 row here and 1 row right here. Hopefully you can see that. Yes, there is a part that I didn't do in the middle. I'll take you down there and I'll show you what's going on with that. So as you can see right in here, what that is there's a depression right there, and we get over an inch and a half of rain, and that's going to fill up with water. So what we've done is we put chicken litter in there and wood chips in there, and we're going to let that rot for this year. So we're losing a little piece of this row right here, but next year that'll be fantastic soil. So now that I've got these two things done, I'm going to go get cleaned up and head into town. I need to get feed for the chickens, and it's 1:30, 1:45, so we're in the hottest part of the day. I want to get out of this field, so let's go get that done. Okay, I'm all cleaned up, but before I leave, I want to make sure that all the chickens have plenty of water, because usually the meat birds have to refill somewhere in the afternoon. So we're going to take care of that before we leave. What's up, guys? Okay guys, let's check the layers out. Make sure they don't need water too. Oh, look at that. The layers have plenty of water. How you guys doing? They're doing good. All right, let's get them sealed back up and get into town. Alrighty, that was a successful trip to the store. Got everything I needed taken care of. 3 bags of feed for our chickens and a scoop. Let me get this over to the bin, and we'll get it straightened out.
Alright guys, so after a quick break, I brought in some laundry from the line, and which you guys haven't seen my new line yet. We talked about it on our live, and Eric and I threw it together the other day. So let's take a look at that. So there it is, right on the other side of the camper. It's kind of on the back side. Works well, but I didn't film any of me taking the clothes in because laundry's laundry. Everybody does it. Kind of boring. So, with that being said, it's almost dinner time, so I need to start preparing for dinner.
Hey everybody, well, it's starting to get dark. Where's Missy? There she is.
Hey guys.
It's starting to get dark. We had a wonderful dinner. I gotta turn the camera the right way. We had a wonderful dinner. That was awesome. And got some computer work done. I uploaded all the footage you guys just watched.
Yeah.
Did a little editing, did a little paperwork, a little farm work. The sun is getting ready to go down. It's starting to get dark. It doesn't translate here. But we're going to end our day same way we end our day every day. We're going to go do the last of the chicken chores.
Yeah. Oh, I don't know. I still see somebody out.
Uh-oh,
They
let's
might
take a
not
look.
all be in there.
They might be running in now. Let's go check them. Get in there, gray ghost. Get in there, zebra. Get in there. No. Can you do that real quick before we lose one? All right, guys. We're going to have to get them some water. Here. Grab the pole. We'll lift it up and check them. Yeah, coming down. Perfect. All right, they're all in, guys. I don't see anybody down underneath. They all look in.
Yep.
I'll make sure they stay in, or do you want me to go get water?
That's fine. I'll go get water.
You gonna go get some water?
Yeah, I'll go fill up their water.
All right, Missy's gonna go get water. I'm gonna make sure they don't think it's time to go outside. Get back in there. Go on, Raven, get in there. You too, Champ, get in there. Good girls. Alrighty, guys, well, we're gonna leave it there. Thanks for joining us on our work day today here at the homestead. It's pretty much like that every day for us here.
Yep.
Well, we'll see you later. Don't forget, hit that subscribe, hit that like, and hit that bell, and I'll let you know every time we got a video coming out. Till the next one, we'll see you later.
Bye, guys.
Bye.